Barbara Chase. And welcome to Senior of the Month, Channel 34's honoring seniors of the Montclair area. I'd like to introduce you to the Schumans, Wendy and Ken, right?
That's correct.
Wendy and Ken. Welcome and congratulations on being nominated Seniors of the Month.
Thank you.
We feel honored. Thank you.
I think it is a very nice honor. You never know who nominated you, but here you are. So welcome.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about yourselves and get to know you so that our viewers will know who you are, what you do, what you've done with your lives, and where you're going from here. Okay? We first start off with how old you are.
I'm 72.
72. And
I'm 76.
76. Okay.
We've been married for 51 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you celebrating that anytime?
We had a
Right.
big 50th anniversary party last year.
Oh.
So that was really
That
great.
was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like it's quite an achievement.
Well,
It wasn't that hard.
Right. Thank you.
but it is. But it is. For many people, it is an achievement. But I think that's great. And again, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
How long have you been in Montclair? Were you originally from Montclair, or did you come here from?
No, we
some
came
other
here
great
from the
town?
west side of Manhattan. We lived in Montclair for 20 years. We left about 10 years ago. Moved to West Orange, where we now live.
So you're right next door.
Right. And Ken was born in Brooklyn, and I was born in Manhattan. So we're native New Yorkers.
And we've lived in this area for our entire lives, other than when we went away to college.
So what made you decide to come to Montclair?
Well, it was the only place that Wendy would go to.
Yes.
And why was that?
We visited friends in Montclair, and we had 2 kids in a small apartment, and we couldn't afford a bigger apartment. So we visited our friends in Montclair, and we just fell in love with it. We thought the town was beautiful. We thought the parks were beautiful. The houses were gorgeous, and there was diversity and culture. There was theater and just everything that you could want. And but it was in a suburb where you could get a little more room.
And
Right.
the schools were good, our kids were of school age, and also the commuting was important because we both worked in New
you were
York
working
City.
in New York.
So
Yeah.
we bought a house that's three blocks from the corner, and the bus came right there, and just another block
New York
away was a
bus.
train. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
just an easy commute.
Yeah.
But we always come to Montclair, even though we're in West Orange, we're really very close, just about 10 minutes away. So we always come to Montclair still for
Did you
for
shop the
films
downtown
and-
Montclair? Or
Yes. Oh,
there's
yes.
not really a
yeah.
lot of that anymore as far as
Yeah,
as far
but
as
we
shopping.
go to the film festival and the literary festival, and
And our friends are in Montclair,
Yeah,
yes,
and of course the restaurants,
yeah. There's about a mile. I think they call it the restaurant mile or something like
I
that.
guess.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. Okay, so talk to me about what you did for to make a living. How were you employed?
Well, I was always, and I started as a writer for Mademoiselle magazine, and then I became an editor and worked for I wrote for the New York Times Sunday sections, and when I was home with my daughter, I freelanced quite a bit. And then finally, I was at Parents Magazine for 20 years. When she turned 5, I was hired there full time, and then had another child, our son, while I was working there.
So now, are you continuing to work, or are you retired?
No, I was. My last job was at a website called BeliefNet, which was a website for religion and spirituality, and they were bought by another company, as many websites are, and the New York staff was laid off. So that was 10 years ago. So I decided to not look for another job. I was 65, and no, I guess I was 63, and decided to freelance after that.
Okay.
And I've had a lot of different careers. I started as a school teacher, and then I became a social worker and social work administrator. And after that, I worked for city government, and I became Commissioner for Economic Development of New York City under Mayor Koch. Then after that, I was an investment banker at a major investment banking firm. After that, I started a real estate development company which focused on low and moderate income housing. And then I was a career and life coach. And then I wrote a couple of books, one of which I wrote with Wendy.
Yep.
You want to talk about that?
We do.
Briefly?
Yes, well, the book really grew out of our nonprofit work, of our volunteer nonprofit work. So in 2012, we started a program for young college grads who could not find a job. It was during the recession, and they graduated from college without any jobs on the horizon. So it was a really tough time. And Ken, do you want to talk about
Yeah,
the
well,
program?
I was a career coach at the time, and I had some friends who were career coaches, and we joined together to form this Grad Life Choices program, where we provided 3 months of coaching for any grad who couldn't afford coaching and who was unemployed or underemployed.
And it was called
Grad Life Choices.
Grad Life Choices.
And
it's been running for
Still running?
yeah.
we have 100 volunteer coaches now who provide free coaching for these grads.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And we've had over 400 grads through the program. And 60% of them get career track jobs within 4 months after they complete the program. So it's a big help, and we get really good feedback. It really encourages us, makes us feel good, and
we feel like it's really helping
I'm
these
sure
young
it
people
is.
who are graduating
I'm
with so
sure.
much college debt
Yeah.
and so much uncertainty and and discouragement.
in an economy which on one level seems good, but on another level it's really hard to find a full-time job which will pay for your health insurance.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of these 3-4 months gigs
Yes.
which don't,
Yeah.
and so there's still a big need for this even as the economy has improved.
So it's a single program.
It's a volunteer program.
It's a
Nobody
volunteer
gets paid, so it's easy for us. We don't have to raise any money for it. And it's one program, and we serve as sort of the center of it, and we assign coaches. After we talk to the grads and get an idea of what they need, we try to find a coach that's a good fit.
Have you ever considered replicating it outside of the general area?
Actually, it's not just in New Jersey, it's all over the country. Our coaches are from all
Okay,
over
that's
because
what I was
you can
wondering
do
if-
coaching remotely, and the grads come from all over the country too.
And then they go out and
By
do
phone or
the
Skype.
program.
It's by phone or Skype.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that makes it, and coaching, a lot of coaching is done by phone or Skype or FaceTime, so
So
they don't
it's
actually
a single
have to meet
program,
in
but it
person.
has
Right.
Right, that's
We
right.
have
Branches
as
that
many coaches in California as we have in the New York area.
oh, that's wonderful.
But it did get started in Montclair because when we were starting this program, we had a plan, and we asked the Montclair YMCA if we could put up a flyer, because we had coaches but we had no grads. So they put up a flyer and gave us a meeting room, and 3 grads came to our meeting, and those were the first ones in the program. So I always say that it started in Montclair.
Started in Montclair.
With the help of the Montclair Y.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, so now you're still working at that, and you're still living next door to Montclair.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell me, each of you, what life lessons can you briefly tell me that you've learned in your experience?
I guess that many of the life lessons I learned both from being at Parents Magazine and learning from parenting experts about talking to your children, and from my husband, who is a very calm and easy to get along with and supportive person. And so my life lessons are that to just listen with empathy, not jump in to solve problems, but just just listen, and that's what people really
That's
need.
really what they
That's really
want.
what they need.
To someone to hear them out.
Yeah. So I would say that's it.
And Ken,
Yeah.
who has done such a broad range of employment opportunities and jobs and things. What about you?
Well, when I was working at a settlement house, the Hudson Guild Settlement House in New York City, which was my first job, really after my teaching job, we had a great executive director, Dan Carpenter, who taught me a lot of life lessons. But one was to be there for people when they need you, no matter how hard it is. And that was something I saw demonstrated there, and I've tried to use that throughout the rest of my life.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Well, thank you very much.
It's been my pleasure meeting you, and I wish you both the very best.
Thank you, Barbara.
And you too.
Ken and Wendy Schuman, two great seniors of the month.